say the golden age of cinema is dead, but 2026 is here to prove everyone completely wrong. We are looking at a year that brings back the pure cinematic magic we've been missing for a long, long time. Today, I'm sharing my personal list of the top 10 movies released this year. A list that ranges from mind-blowing sci-fi to heart-pounding suspense and action. So make sure to stay with us until the very end to discover the movie taking the #1 spot, a film you absolutely cannot miss. In the 10th spot, Ready or Not 2. If you are looking for pure suspense and insane, non-stop action, this movie is your absolute best choice. A simple girl named Grace marries the man of her dreams, who belongs to the filthy rich Ladomos family. But things do not go as planned. She finds herself forced into a brutal, twisted game that is part of a dark family tradition. An ancient myth forces them to sacrifice the new bride before dawn, or their wealth will be destroyed and they will all die. Now, Grace survived that absolute nightmare in the first movie, but in this sequel, she finds herself targeted by new families who want her as a sacrifice to win their own sick game. Starring Samara Weaving, this is a movie that will literally keep you holding your breath until the very last scene.
At number 9, Apex. If you think Netflix is done delivering massive blockbusters this year, you are completely wrong, because this movie is their winning card. The story follows Sasha, a professional mountain climber who decides to escape into the vast Australian wilderness, trying to overcome the trauma of losing her husband in a tragic climbing accident. She was only looking for isolation and peace, but her journey quickly turns into a living nightmare when she crosses paths with a mysterious man. Friendly at first, she soon discovers he is not just an ordinary guy. He is a dangerous killer who treats these forests as his personal human hunting ground. He gives her a short head start, and then the hunt begins, right through dangerous rivers and cliffs where her survival skills become her only chance to stay alive. Starring Charlize Theron and Taron Egerton, Apex is streaming right now on Netflix.
Coming in at number 8, The Sheep Detectives. What if sheep became the heroes of a murder mystery? It sounds like a crazy idea, but that is exactly what makes this movie completely different from anything you've ever seen before. The story follows George, a simple shepherd living a peaceful life with his flock. George has a strange habit. Every night, he reads mystery and crime novels out loud to his sheep, completely unaware that they actually understand every single word. But everything turns upside down when the flock wakes up one morning to find their beloved shepherd murdered under mysterious circumstances. With the police showing zero interest in solving the case, the flock decides to take matters into their own hooves. Using everything they learned from George's crime stories, they set off on a wild adventure into the human world to hunt down the real killer. This movie will keep you smiling the entire time, with non-stop funny situations and a truly unique storyline. It is absolutely worth watching. At number 7, Mortal Kombat 2. Finally, after years of waiting, the legendary fighting franchise is back with a massive new sequel. The concept is simple. The universe is full of parallel realms, and any realm that wants to conquer another must first win a brutal tournament known as Mortal Kombat. Following the events of the first movie, the villains decide to completely ignore the rules this time, launching a direct, full-scale invasion on Earth. Now, Earth's champions are forced to gather new allies and plunge into ferocious battles to save the world before it's too late. If you watched the first movie and loved it, this sequel raises the stakes to a whole new level with more intense fights and epic new characters that you will love from the very first scene. Moving on to number 6, Hoppers. I know a lot of you might overlook this movie, but what if I told you its budget reached a staggering $150 million? Be careful! Whoa.
are in the same den.
No.
Be careful!
This is the latest masterpiece from Pixar Animation Studios, and as always, you can expect mind-blowing visual effects and a level of production quality you won't find anywhere else. The story follows Mabel, a college student who is absolutely obsessed with nature and animals. She discovers a secret technology that allows her to transfer her consciousness into the body of a beaver. Once she enters the animal kingdom, she realizes the forest has its own laws and a hidden society that is far more complex and bizarre than she ever imagined. From there, she gets dragged into a secret world ruled by George, the king of the beavers, in an adventure full of surprises and wild ideas. This is a film that won't just entertain kids, but adults will absolutely love it too. At number 5, The Furious. I can say with absolute confidence that this might be one of the best action movies of the year. The fight scenes in this film will bring back the pure passion we've been missing since the John Wick franchise. The story revolves around Wang Wei, a simple man living a peaceful life with his family, until his young daughter is kidnapped by a highly dangerous criminal organization. When he realizes the police are completely powerless to help him, he sets off on a brutal revenge journey, filled with high-stakes chases and intense combat to get his daughter back, no matter the cost. This movie delivers raw, realistic action with zero exaggeration and no annoying CGI. Just pure, real fighting that reminds you exactly why you fell in love with action movies in the first place. Coming in at number 4, Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow. After the massive success of the new Superman movie, DC Studios is ready to show us a completely different side of Krypton. And this time, it's all about Supergirl. We all know Kara as a cheerful, hopeful character, but this film reveals a much darker and harsher side of her. Unlike Superman, who grew up with a loving family on Earth, Kara spent years watching her home planet get destroyed and her people die right before her eyes. The story kicks off when a young girl begs her for help to find her father's killer, sending Kara on a dangerous journey across the deep space to hunt down one of the most ruthless criminals in the galaxy. This movie is heading to theaters very soon, and I am incredibly hyped for it. And now we've made it to the top 3. At number 3, Disclosure Day. This marks the grand return of Steven Spielberg, one of the greatest sci-fi directors in history, with a movie that looks like it's going to be one of the most powerful films of the year. Imagine what would happen to humanity if we discovered we are not alone in this universe. That is exactly what this movie explores. A meteorologist teams up with a government data analyst, and together they accidentally uncover shocking, undeniable evidence of alien life right here on Earth. But they soon realize the government has known the truth for decades and is trying to hide it from the world at any cost. From there, a thrilling race against time begins as they flee from agencies trying to erase everything, all before Disclosure Day arrives, where the truth will finally be revealed to the entire world. This film is highly anticipated, and honestly, it looks like it's absolutely worth the wait.
We need a professional.
Hang on.
What happens when you're not there to protect him?
At number 2, The Mandalorian and Grogu. After his massive success with the Iron Man franchise, director Jon Favreau is returning to the Star Wars universe with a blockbuster movie. Din Djarin is forced to return to a life of dangerous galactic battles after a formidable new threat puts Grogu right back in the danger zone. This forces the legendary duo into a brand new adventure, packed with high-octane action and planet-hopping suspense as they fight to stay alive and protect the galaxy from a rising dark power. As we've come to expect from this franchise, you can look forward to a massive production and mind-blowing top-tier visual effects.
And finally, the #1 spot on our list and the absolute blockbuster of the year, In the Gray.
Wait, 275.
Make your mind up.
250, ram it, Janet.
Imagine a film that brings together 3 of Hollywood's biggest stars, Henry Cavill, Jake Gyllenhaal, and Isa Gonzalez. That alone is enough to make In the Gray one of the top contenders for the title of Best Action Movie of the Year. The best part? The film relies on real, practical action without the excessive CGI we see in most movies today. The plot is simple. A gang of professional thieves pulls off a heist worth billions after years of planning. 2 specialists are then hired with one mission: track down these thieves and recover everything. Honestly, everything about this film looks promising, from the star-studded cast to the gritty, realistic action, and of course, the signature style of director Guy Ritchie, known for his fast-paced, entertaining films from the very first minute to the last.